Oh, Deathstalker.
Oh, what?
Whoa! That's
Uh,
all.
lucky enough to see it in the cinema last year. So,
That is awesome. Right
one of
next
my,
to Hard Boiled, John Woo, is
yeah,
that Terminator? Robo.
yeah, RoboCop. Yeah, I apologize for the mess. I'm moving house right now, so I'm moving next week, so it's just kind of chaos all around me everywhere right now. So, apologies for
All
that.
good. All good. Well,
Uh,
Daniel's smiling right now. He knows that his side of it's going to be friendly.
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, I've never seen this T-shirt.
He's
Oh, this is
burying your
incredible.
face on his shirt. That's awesome. That's
That's
amazing.
insane.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
no, you
awesome.
can get it because I'm in Canada and Toronto. Raven Banner are huge here, so they sold all the t-shirts. So I got one for all my friends. So we're all pimping it out for you.
I never got one.
Oh well, you have to send me your address. I'll get you one.
Yeah, that is amazing. Thank you.
All right. So today we're talking about Man of War, though, which I thought was amazing. It's one of my favorite films of the year. And Will, as I said to you, I think it's your best film yet. Absolutely loved it. It also feels like I feel like your most personal film. So where did the idea for Man of War come from initially?
I think initially the big, 30,000 foot version of it came from my writing partner, Paul Reichel, and about this rescue. And for me, I really sunk into that because I have two daughters. And that's what I mean. LaMonica and his partner, um, so Rosemary, are that kind of relationship, kind of her adopted father, and and it's kind of, whether I was capable or not, um, the acknowledgement of what you would go to for family, what lengths you would try to go to, seemed like something very universal, and that's what drew me to it.
No, for sure. Now, LaMonica, how did what was it about the script that really sort of jumped out to you?
There was a lot of aspects of it. The story itself, who Connor was, this reluctant guy. He wasn't out to show everyone how great he was or how great he was with guns or how, this tier one operator he was. He had a purpose, and he's not a very likable guy, but through the course of the journey, he gets his humanity back from Andrew's character. And he's trying to help everybody. And Connor's not trying to help anybody. He just wants to find Riley. And that was a conflict in itself that, you see play out up until the end, where Connor kind of gets his humanity back, where he's like, all right, I'm here to help now. And that's probably why he got into the service, years ago when he joined the Navy SEALs and all that. And he's seen so much that, he kind of he lost a lot of that. So
Mhm.
just that part of it, the action, like reading these action sequences were next level. I'm like, if we stick this landing, this could be a really fun movie for audiences to watch.
And it was. So you did. Daniel, you have played one or two villains in your time, but I think Koniev is probably your most diabolical. He's just an absolute monster. How do you get into the mindset of playing a character like that?
Well, it's just me. I'm joking. No, yeah, yeah. No, it starts with the script. I always go back to the script. I got a call from Will. Will calls me up. He goes, "Hey, I got a great movie for you. I always wanted to work with Will." Read the script, and I go, "Holy crap, this is insane." We start talking about ideas. I absolutely loved it. The next day, I signed on to the project. A week later, flew out to Bulgaria. To me, is this is probably, like you just said, one of the most diabolic characters I've played, one of the meanest guys, one of the ugliest guys. But for me, it's acting, it's imagination, it's bringing out my darkest, deepest secrets that I can play. And when I played our first, I remember one of our first scenes was the scene where I killed a boy in the hallway. And I went up to Will and I
Mhm.
said, "Will, I have an idea." And he goes, "What is it?" And I pitched him my idea to play this as a love scene. And he goes, "That's crazy, but let's try." And
Mhm.
I tried it. And I think it worked. I mean, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the film.
Mhm.
But what I'm hearing is, and I got one of the nicest compliments from Will, who said, whoever cut the film said, that was one of the creepiest things this person ever has seen, how I played it.
Mhm.
So that's a huge compliment to me as an actor.
It is, but
Real
also,
quick, I have to go get a battery for my thing real
oh,
quick. I'll be
no
back in
worries.
a second.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, that scene particularly stood out because, without spoiling anything, it relies solely on the sound effect rather than seeing the violence.
Okay. I
Sort
don't
of
know. I haven't
squishy,
seen it.
but it really works. So, well, speaking of sound effects, what I like about this is that after the explosions in this movie, and there are one or two, it doesn't do the cliched tinnitus effect. Because I have tinnitus, I have a hearing aid, and like whenever these happens in movies and there's a ringing, it drives my tinnitus absolutely crazy. But that doesn't happen in this. Was that deliberate to not have that in it?
I mean, I work with an amazing sound designer, Johnny Marshall out of Texas. And so, I mean, that it was deliberate not to do what everyone does.
Mm.
I mean, we have it on a very low key level, but it doesn't dominate the story.
Mhm.
So uh, a lot of times, filmmakers are inspired by another filmmaker, but our job is now to take that inspiration and do your own thing with it. And so I think that's what I try really hard to do.
Hmm. No, for sure. And one of my favorite things, which I've talked about with you before, is the fact that a lot of the action, it's all practical. You're there's real sets, and this is just a really good question just for all of you. But do you all find that it's much easier whenever everything is there for real and it's not happening in camera? I think you all just prefer working like that on a film.
Go for it, guys.
Oh, is that who you're asking?
Just all of you, basically, about that. If you do you prefer
Okay, I'll jump
having?
in real quick.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay.
in my past, I've been in this game for 30 years. I've done a lot of action movies, and I just love that world. It's a world I'm very comfortable in. And I love what William created here. He really gave us a chance to do everything practical. We have this massive shootout scene, which I just learned in the interviews that it's about 15 minutes. And
Mhm.
I mean, as a performer, there's nothing better than that. You have your guns, you have your team, you're running and gunning and changing mags. I mean, and we had a great teacher. We had this guy, Max, who was helping us out. I mean, it's like, look, in the end, it's like we're kids. It's like kids playing pretend,
Mhm.
running around with guns and having fun. It was amazing. I had a great time.
Mhm.
That's how I
Yeah.
choose a lot of my roles. What would little LaMonica think of what is about to happen?
Mhm.
And he'd be like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it." And I'm like, "All right, when do we sign up?"
Mhm.
I and I
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking that when I was watching it, and I just thought, even though it's a serious subject matter, it always must just be such fun making something like this. It'll be hard work, obviously, but I just think it must just be kid and play kind of stuff.
You
I think
have
it
to
is.
enjoy it because it is a hard job.
Mm.
Like there's harder jobs, but this was a challenging job. So you have to love just getting up and just collabing and creating every day with a bunch of people that you care about and telling meaningful stories that change perspective of the audience who watches these.
Yeah.
Hmm. And this is actually a question for both LaMonica and Daniel. Can you both talk about having your showdown together against each other? How did you put that together?
Do you want me to
I
start?
Yeah, please, you start.
All right. So, like I said before, this is something I've done a lot. I've done a lot of fight scenes, and I got a call. I got the job, and our stunt coordinator, Stani, is a good friend of mine, as I've mentioned earlier. William had a very good idea what he wanted this to be. He didn't want it to be like a kung fu fighting fight. He wanted to
Mhm.
be real fight, like real soldiers. Stani took that note. He choreographed the fight. He already started working with LaMonica, and then when I came in, LaMonica and I started to work together. Now, from my experience, I was really blown away by his talent. He's another guy. I'm 6'3". He is 6'3". He's actually a little bigger than me. This really beautiful big man. And we're doing these fight scenes together. Now you have these two bulls going at it like Terminators. And it was incredible, you know. And it was just like, I mean, it's probably one of my top 5 fights I've done in my career.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, it was great having Daniel there. I haven't done fight sequences to this magnitude ever in my career. They've been shorter and real quick. Doing something like this with Daniel was a dance, and having him there with me on the day, like kind of coaching me through certain things that might look better, things that won't play as much, and with Stani and Ratza there, our stunt guys, Like it all came together so great. And what Daniel told me too, like on the day, this is it's a large fight scene, so we ran out of time. And Will came in and was like, you know what? We're gonna give you guys another half day to really finish this so we can really do it the right way. And Daniel was telling me, like, in his experience, that's never like they always cut the fight scene so they could have other stuff that the directors might want or the whatever. So the fact that them giving us another half day, I think it was a meaningful, you know, in the movie these guys are going to meet at some point. You want it to have a great payoff. And me and Daniel haven't seen, like I said, we haven't seen it, but it sounds like the payoff paid off.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, absolutely. Now, Will, that's a real tank, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. How did you get that?
My producer Yanko Ushitov. I've done 3 movies with him in Bulgaria, and he worked his magic. He's like Faceman from the A-Team. The plane, the tank, all of these things were things that we had no business being able to have on our size movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but it just works so much better though when you're seeing it. You're like, oh, that is a real tank, and you can always tell every time if it's real or not. Now you've worked with John Room before on a few projects regarding the score. How did you work with him this time in creating the right musical sound for a tale like this?
Well, John is a maestro. He's a Birmingham kid, and he's worked at the highest levels, and we've done most of my films together. I don't remember the last time I haven't worked with John, and he knows what I respond to. I'm not really an orchestral guy. I'm much more of like think Sicario soundtrack kind of guy.
Mm.
And so we had a kind of a musical palette for him to go work his magic, and then he brought in some like legitimate Ukrainian, musicians and vocalists to do those elements, specific Ukrainian instruments that we don't have that he worked in. It's just he goes that extra mile.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. All right, so I don't know how much more time we have, so just one last question for each of you then. What would you like audiences to take away from the film? So we'll start off with LaMonica.
That this was one of the best action films that I've ever seen, and when's part 2 coming out? That's what I want him to take away from
Absolutely, yeah.
I want the audience to go for an incredible ride. I want them to be like, a lot of my favorite films like Michael Mann. Like I want them to be like, I want them to be just like they're sitting in the theater like this. They're holding they're sitting at home on the couch like this, just holding onto the couch, go like, holy shit, what have these guys done? I want the people to be exhausted by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm not going to be number 3 on that question anymore. Because yeah, I mean, Ian, it's exactly what they just said. I want this to be the best ride of the summer. I want you to walk away beat up, tired, exhausted, and thrilled. And I'm planning on delivering that to you. July 3rd.
Yeah, everyone get out there and see it and support real action.
Real action. Hell yeah.
Real action.
I
I love
yeah.
that. I love that.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, well, thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to chat. Daniel, I'll speak to you for Deathstalker 2, I hope, at some point.
I hope so too. And I also got Matchbox coming out. Let's do something then.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm ready anytime. So just got to move house first, and then it'll be good. So it'll be good in a couple of weeks. All right, thank you so much, guys. Take care, and we'll chat soon. Best luck with the film. Take
Thanks,
care.
man.
Bye.
Appreciate it, Ian.
Bye.